if we can start with a brief look at recent developments at the company, and I think you've fairly recently introduced a new edition of your remote monitoring and management solution. So can you give us a bit of information about that?
Absolutely, yes. So we just recently released 5.2.1 actually, which brought a couple of new features actually to the platform itself. Majority actually, or our newest, somewhat, I want to say it flagship product, but one of our key new add-ons actually is the ticketing solution, meaning from the classic remote monitoring and management, you can actually create your own tickets within your own ticketing system. Which is a full development by us, so it's not a third party that is in some way integrated or so. We actually developed that with our development team, and that gives a little bit more flexibility, and most importantly, everything in one platform for the MSPs, for example, to react to multiple alerts, for example, or customer requests or employee requests.
Okay, and in terms of just more generally, are there any other sort of product solution launches or upgrades to existing products that we need to be aware of? And maybe, I don't know if you can share any, bit sort of roadmap, future looking as well, just what else is going on, solutions wise?
Yep, nothing I can share at the moment, but we're very close working together with our partners, so we're quite well aware of what they're looking for, and there are a couple of features on the horizon, both for this year and for next year, actually. We still keep that a little bit on the wraps at the moment, but it will be an exciting, it has been an exciting last year, has been exciting this year, and it will be an exciting next year, actually. So there's quite a bit to come, actually.
Okay, and in terms of that, maybe we talked a little bit about the solutions, the technology, but the company sort of infrastructure. So I'm wondering again, plans around expanding the company, customer base, etc., and your actual locations. And I guess, for us, Europe is in particular interest, but if you're doing other things in other parts of the world, it'd be good to hear about that as well.
Yep, absolutely. So it's coming out of last year, actually, we're seeing globally actually a 75% growth year over year, which has been partially fueled with the pandemic, but in general, we're seeing more and more interest in the product, and especially that level of product or the type of product. For next year, we do not anticipate to slow down. We actually anticipate to go into further growth mode, especially I would say on the European side. We have done this year and last year we have done investments in languages and localization, which is very dear to my heart, actually, that we're delivering services for our partners, both on the language side with our employees, but also on the product side. We localized into 12 languages, and next year then for the EMEA office, we will actually expand the team quite a bit further. So we're actually anticipating to double the team, most likely here too. And we are actually we already have an entity in London. Next year we will also open the office for it. Currently I'm slightly cautious with the whole pandemic still, but next year there will be an office actually in London. And we're also looking to open an office in Sydney, Australia, with expansion into the APAC market.
Okay, and maybe just before we finish, I kind of realised I've assumed that everyone knows about the company, so perhaps it would be good for you just to refresh people or tell people the first time just a bit about what it is you do, but more importantly, I guess, what do you think it is that makes NinjaRMM more relevant than maybe some of your competition?
Absolutely. So Ninja itself comes from an RMM background, remote monitoring and management. Very classically, this is where we're able to monitor endpoint devices, PCs, servers, etc., Windows, Mac, and Linux. For these, if there's anything going wrong on the machine, the typical scenario would be that the employee would call you actually if there's something wrong. With an RMM, you actually get directly alerted. So it can be much more reactive if something is happening, or maybe you get alerted before the end user actually knows. And then afterwards you can manage either with a remote connection, or you have multiple tools actually that you can run remotely on the machine to hopefully fix that issue quite early. I think what keeps us a little bit special is first of all, we're trying to keep everything in one platform. So everything, or most of it, what we're offering is our own development. If we do third parties, we have only very few selected partners, which we are very, very tightly integrated. And the second big part for us is actually, I think, like I said earlier, is the service part. We want to be very, very close to our partners, be it on the language side to deliver great service to them, but also from a development side. We're trying to be as close as possible to understand current trends, but also understand what the needs and what the wants currently are.
Okay, that's great. It's been good to catch up with you, Andre. So thanks very much indeed for your time. Thank you.
Great. Thank you very much.